Hey guys, welcome to another Anon Grooming video. We are back on the Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer re-reviews. Sorry I've been gone for a little bit, it's just because I haven't been able to pack anything new, so I can't get any new content out for you, such as the Ghost review, although you probably all know what the Ghost is like now. But anyway, one of you is Bethesda fanboy. You may see him in the comments. He comments quite a bit. He's a really nice guy. He told me that as of the live stream yesterday, BioWare reviewed as of patch 1.07, the Cyclone has gone up in its base damage from 37 at rank 1 to now 59 damage. As you can see, mine's doing 66 because it is at rank 5, and the rest of its stats have stayed the same. So it's got 675 rate of fire, 50 max clip size, 278 max ammo, 49 accuracy and 27 weight. But the other thing that kind of caught my attention that he mentioned is data miners have been going through the game and they have found out that the last 20% of a Cyclone's mag has a 50% damage bonus, which combines with all the other damage bonuses you may have on your character. So that is why I have decided to review the Cyclone today, and all gameplay is being recorded on silver just because this is an uncommon weapon and uncommon should be used on silver now apparently according to BioWare, so that's the kind of guidelines I am using. So the Cyclone, for me, the first time I reviewed it, I wasn't a very happy person, just because it was a time when assault rifles were absolutely dead awful in the game. The game hadn't received patch 1.06, which has ultimately improved the game and kind of changed it a bit, and yeah, I just wasn't happy with it. It was a very fast firing gun, but I still didn't like it because it didn't feel like it was doing enough damage for me compared to our go-to weapons, which were snipers, pistols, etc. Now the Cyclone, for me, on silver at least, feels like a very viable weapon. It was a weapon that, apart from the bits of the game clip you're seeing now, left me playing games and I wasn't feeling hassled at all by enemies. I felt literally indestructible. I felt like I could literally tear through enemies with the amount of bullets that comes out of this thing. If you use it with turbocharge, you're able to shoot 113 bullets before you have to reload. For me, that was 113 bullets at 66 damage. You modify this gun, and if you've got it at X, you can literally put in so much damage into enemies and just keep firing. It doesn't even matter if the majority of your bullets don't hit. Well, I say majority, if a minimal amount of your bullets don't hit, because you literally just get so many bullets to play with. You can literally tear through most enemies, whether they be armoured or your squishy red health brute enemies. It just feels like a really nice gun now, just because you can put in so many bullets. I would recommend investing in stability for weapons in a character you're using it on, just so you don't get too much sort of recoil from it and you are able to land the majority of your shots, because ultimately that's what you want to do. But that isn't really a necessity, because again, as I said, if you do miss some bullets, it isn't exactly the end of the world, the amount of bullets this thing can fire. And I did really enjoy it. As you can see, I am a serial reloader, so most of the time I didn't get the added benefit of the 50% extra damage on the last 20% of a clip, but I can say that is kind of a sweetener to an already decent gun. I think the gun would be perfectly fine if it didn't have this kind of unique bonus to it, but the fact that it has it as well makes it more of a gun that you want to use and want to enjoy. Obviously a gun like this you don't have to reload too much. I'm kind of being a bit of a noob here by reloading so often, but it just kind of gives that gun a little bit of extra kick and it does make it feel a lot more viable for you. So this gun is a killer on silver. It will basically leave you basically untouched. You can literally just fire at enemies and they can't fire back at you because you're literally just putting in so much damage into them. I think it has a little bit of force to it as well, so it does end up stuttering those enemies, so that is a really nice thing to see. Something that I was also surprised about is the fact that I thought this gun being quite a fast firing, high clip gun, I would be running out of ammo with it so often. I'd have to always be near an ammo box. I found myself hardly running out of ammo. There are a few clips in this where I do run out of ammo, but for the most part I wasn't running out of ammo, and that was a great surprise to me, and that was something that made the gun even more enjoyable. So this is kind of the all-round assault rifle. It's really good on silver. It is gold viable if you play your cards right, and I say that if you invest in the gun, you use consumables to give it certain sorts of ammo, or you put mods on it, I think it is gold viable. However, that really depends on what map you're using it on. If you're using a map where you have to sort of run around a lot, you may be caught on your own without your teammates, you will be dying with this gun, because you do have to warm it up to start firing. It has a 1-second delay before you can start firing. It's not a problem on silver because enemies can't put too much damage in you. But when you step up to gold, you do find that you are a lot more squishy and enemies are a lot less squishy. So you do find that that warming up process can leave you vulnerable, but also having to focus for about, I'm going to say 6 seconds on an enemy to kill them, that may be a bit too much or a bit too little. That's just an estimation on my part. Having to concentrate on an enemy that long on gold can leave you vulnerable to enemies just coming up to you and just putting a few shots into them to you, depending on what sort of enemy they are and how much damage they can do, and you will find yourself dying. But again, that really does depend on your playstyle, how you use the gun, and what map you use it on, really. Because if you use it on a map where you can camp and just sit in one space, you'll be wrecking on the Cyclone with the Cyclone on gold. But that really does come down to if you have the skill to do it and if you have enough time to kind of perfect your build to suit the Cyclone. So that is my review of the Cyclone. It was a very pleasant gun to use. Again, I'd like to say thank you to Bethesda Fanboy for literally messaging me about this. He messages me on PlayStation 4. If you want to add me on there, it's Anon Gremlin, the same as the channel name. And I do really appreciate your guys' feedback, because without Bethesda Fanboy, you probably wouldn't have got a video today, and I can't see another video coming out for a while. The rate my pack luck's going. So thank you very much, and if any of you guys have suggestions for videos, please do get in contact with me, leave comments, I do read them. And yeah, thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and have a nice day.